Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and I want to talk about protecting yourself but in the way of health. And now, this stuff I'm not saying anything that hasn't been proven. But as we've looked around, we've noticed we're not being informed on everything like we should be. We've been being lied to by many professionals. I mean, you're talking about scientists, medical people, politicians. This has become a habit. And so we're being lied and misled all the time. So I do a lot of experimenting, yeah. And one of the things, I don't get sick. Now, I've had two issues this year. The first was in March, and I woke up in the middle of the night and was half paralyzed. And we checked it out, and it turned out they couldn't find nothing. And the next thing, about a month and a half later, I had vertigo, and it started in the middle of the night also. And so this stuff is starting to click to me. I'm starting to figure this stuff out. I'm a little slow, and I got to remember, I don't read, so I've got to learn by getting my hands dirty. And I got my hands dirty. I got sick twice. I don't get sick. And anytime things aren't right, I look to see why isn't it not right, and then I do my research and I start making changes. So then my health will improve. One thing I've learned is being sick doesn't work. Especially I travel around all over. I travel to foreign countries. You don't want to be sick. And that's one of probably the biggest advantages I have over most people is I don't get sick. So it was shocking to me that I got sick, and then twice. And once I was out the first time I was out in the desert in Arizona, and I thought, well, how could this possibly happen? And then the next time I was in northern Kansas out in the country. And so it took me a little while to start adding everything up and figuring stuff, because you don't hear about this 5G. They don't tell you about the radiation sickness that comes, and I'm thinking that's why people are getting sick. It's because they're not protecting themselves. And this is what I want to show you. When I started protecting myself, the Silver Loan, I mentioned Silver Loan, and I don't have a package here right now, but I made a video talking about Silver Loan. Silver, L-O-N, one word, Silver Loan. And you have to have it. And so what I did is I wrapped my head. Here's a piece of Silver Loan right here. And I wrapped my head with this, like a bandage. And I went to sleep. And I slept really well. The problem I've been having is I'll sleep 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll wake up. I'm having dreams, nightmare type dreams. It's weird stuff has been happening. But once I wrapped this around my head, boy, wouldn't you know, I could sleep through the night. And so then the next thing I did, this is kind of expensive stuff, but it's reusable. But I found this other stuff, and what I did is I made a bandana out of it. It's hard to see a bandana out of this, but it is. It's a bandana. And then I put this bandana over my head, and it worked. And here, let me show you. Okay. This stuff is EMF anti-radiation shielding blanket, silver fiber protection blocking. And I'm afraid to show you too much. It might cut the video off, but that's what it is. And then see, it's there. And then what they do is, if you got a wallet, that they put your credit card. Nobody can read your credit card in the wallet. That's the material this stuff is. And there it is. It's in some kind of a case. Right there's for a telephone. You put your telephone in there. And it's, like I say, it protects it keeps all the what do you call it out? The transmitting stuff. Already, when I go to sleep at night, I turn off all my electronics and I put it all at the other end of the trailer in another room. And I turn them off. And so, you know, I've got all electronics off. So then I'm trying to minimize all the flow of energy, the wrong kind of energy. But anyway, what I wanted to show you is, there's this, and then what I also learned is, in case you're ever wondering how many blankets it takes, what I have is a sheet, a bedspread, a wool blanket, and that'll take me probably down to 40 degrees. And then I'll add that. That's that really warm stuff. I'll add that when it gets below in the 30s. And so that's how many blankets I use. So I don't really use all that many blankets. I still have more up here if it gets even colder, but so far. Now, this is that same material. I laid it underneath between the wool blanket and the bedspread. The problem is, that's the part that I cut out to make my wrap around my head. So I need to get more. But I wanted to make sure this stuff works before I get too crazy. Let's see, how much is it here? It looks like about $15 to $25 for 1 square meter. So that'll just give you an idea of the cost on it. And then they have canopies, kind of like a tent, that would go over your bed. Probably won't work for me, but if you've got a canopy over your bed, they've got a canopy that does the same thing. So there's different ways of doing it. But this stuff really works. Now, when I wake up in the morning, I do my bed exercises. I talk about doing my stretches and bed exercises. I can do sit-ups really easy. That's one thing I really noticed. When I put that on the bed, I noticed I was able to do push-ups, just not straining myself or anything, just getting going. But anyway, so this stuff really works, and it's worth trying. It doesn't cost that much. I got it off eBay. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and I wanted to let you know I am going to DC. I got reservations, and I've got my room reserved. I'll be there the 3rd through the 7th. But anyway, I just wanted to get you caught up on how to stay healthy so you don't get sick. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.